Energized show, up the Irish.
Let's get ready to rumble!
Okay, what's going on, guys, and welcome to a brand new episode of Energized. Ross,
You big dosser.
introduce the guest, man.
Today we have Irish boxing sensation. He is the face of UFC FIGHT PASS and the boxing game. It is the one and only King Callum Walsh. Callum, how you doing, bud?
I'm good, boys. Thanks for having me again.
Sure, look, it'd be rude not to with your fight coming up in Boston. You know what I mean? I think it's a tradition now, and every time you've come on, you've won and won impressively. So
Exactly.
Let's keep the tradition up. It has to be done. It has to be done. Callum, you're fresh off a trip to Vegas there. UFC 285. We saw John Jones probably cement his GOAT status. What was that event like?
Yeah, man, it was a crazy event. You know, to see John Jones as a heavyweight. I told the boys on Fight Pass too. They said, "How do I see it going?" I said, "I think John Jones is going to do it very easily," and he did. You know, he went in there. I think it was was it 2 minutes or something like that. Yeah, it was unbelievable. And Conor McGregor sitting 2 rows in front of me. So we can't get much better than that.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
There was a lot of Irish in the house that night, Ross.
There really was. Obviously, you met Conor. We saw a picture of you two together. Did you get talking to him much? Did you get any advice off him or anything?
Yeah, do you know when he first walked in, right? I was sitting in my seat, and he walked in. Everyone was calling him, obviously, and I didn't actually expect him to know who I was or anything. I thought I was going to have to go up and be like, "Oh, I'm Callum Walsh, the boxer," or whatever. But he came and he sat down in his seat and he kind of looked around, and then he looked again and he was like, "Oh," and he just gave me a fist bump, and I was like, "Fucking hell!" So he actually recognized me. And then I went around the front to get a picture with him, and he came up to me and he was like, "Oh, Callum, you know, I love your boxing. I support you all the way, like up the Irish and all this stuff." So he was actually sound, to be fair, and it was mad that he actually knew who I was. Like it was demented. So yeah, I was happy with that.
I'm pretty sure everyone in Ireland knows who you are by now, Callum, so I wouldn't undersell yourself.
I know, but sure, look, I'm not used to that stuff. Sure, when I first came out to America, like I'd no plans of any of this. You know, I left, came here, planned on coming here for 3 weeks, ended up staying for a year and a half, had a couple of pro fights, and when I went home for the first time, there was boys asking me for pictures and stuff, and I was like, with me, like, I was like, so I'm still just getting used to, you know, the fact that people actually know who I am and stuff. It's crazy enough.
Ross,
Yeah,
it must be from being on the show, obviously, Ross.
Yeah, that's it. But it must be even crazy to see like your name on a chair at a UFC event with all those other like celebs there, like movie stars, Jake Gyllenhaal and all there. I think like the likes of like Tom Brady and stuff are at UFC, like some of like biggest stars in the name in the world. Then there's your name there. How surreal is that?
Yeah, every time I go, you know, I've been to a load of UFCs and my name is always there, but every time I go, I look at the chair and I'm like, mad. Like, and then I always look around to see like who else's names are around there. Man,
And then you rearrange the seats.
Yeah. Like the last time, like it was like Conor McGregor, like all these people, and then I remember before there was like Chuck Liddell, BJ Penn, you know, all these names just around mine. I was thinking, this is unbelievable.
Yeah, it really is. It's good that Conor's back in the game, and it's good for all the other Irish fighters. I feel like the McGregor effect definitely trickles down all Irish combat sports. So that's absolutely incredible. Also, can't not mention Ian Gary obviously had an impressive victory on the card. He showed some beautiful boxing. I saw you also met him. What did you make of his performance first, and what was the interaction like afterwards?
Yeah, because I actually met him in the PI the day of his fight, and we were talking. I was watching him just do a bit of training before his fight, and then I was sitting there, and then he got dropped with that hook, and I was thinking, oh my god, he had me a bit nervous, but it was some finish, to be fair. He broke your man up in the end. Like it was demented. I seen the man getting out of the cage, and his face was everywhere. But yeah, it was an unbelievable finish, to be fair to him.
Yeah, I think the whole country of Ireland shook when Ian hit the deck in that round, but it was great to see him and still undefeated, Ross, like Callum.
Yeah, exactly. I think he took it well. He sort of laughed at himself getting dropped after the fight, which is always good. He was brutal in the finish. He really butchered Keenan Song up in that fight, and he got the finish at the end. So great night, and he looked beautiful in that tux afterwards, as he does. Did you like the tux, Callum?
Yeah, I told him I left my one at home, but I forgot to bring it with me.
No, I love it. It's
Us
incredible.
too. Us too.
It's incredible to see at those events. We love seeing it, and we love seeing like the Irish together. There's something about Irish people that they, obviously you three are big stars in your sports, but there's something about the Irish that you just recognize each other straight away when you're abroad. You're like, oh, that fellow over there is Irish. You don't even have to hear him speak or sound him. You just look and see, and you're like, there's an Irish fellow over there. So,
Yeah, he has a bag of potatoes on him.
Yeah, I actually I was with the boys there last night, and I haven't seen one of my friends there in a while. And he was up at this mansion in LA, and there was a fella on the front desk. And when I walked in the door, he was like, the fella behind the desk was like, "Oh, you're the Irish fella, I presume that's coming." So I don't know, we must have a head that boys just recognise.
Yeah, that's it.
Probably carrying the Irish flag, Callum. Yeah, they can see it from a mile away.
But
Yeah,
obviously,
excellent weekend for the Irish anyway. But another one is coming up, Ross.
yeah, absolutely. Another one that's coming up, St. Patrick's weekend. It's a massive weekend in sport in general, but it's a massive weekend for yourself, Colin. Obviously, things changed in Vegas for you. You found out your opponent pulled out. You have a new opponent in. How does that news break to you? And you're probably used to opponent changes now at this stage.
Yeah, at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. Like I always tell the boys, like I'll be there, and whoever I fight, I'll fight. Just tell me when and where, and I'll be there. But like, yeah, your man broke his hand, but sure, I said to the boys that it saved him a broken jaw anyway. So
You can't be, you couldn't do that to him on St. Patrick's Day weekend, Callum. Come on.
But Callum, tell us this. Like, I suppose for you, it doesn't actually really matter who you're actually fighting, because when it comes to these shows, like, they're built around you. You're completely the A side. Like, they might as well be the Z side.
yeah,
That's ruthless, Ross.
it doesn't matter really. They could change the opponent again, and it doesn't matter. I'm not training for any type of opponent. I'm just training, and whoever I fight, and just hopefully just finish them all the same way.
Yeah. Go on, Baz. Were you going to say something?
Yeah, Callum, tell us a bit about how Boston came about. I know you were meant to fight earlier on the year in Vegas or in Los Angeles, sorry, excuse me. But how did Boston come about? Because that's going to be huge. Like, it's St. Patrick's Day weekend. Obviously, Dana's from there. Obviously, Freddie Roach is from there. Like, this is a very big show.
Yeah, it was actually when we met Dana, he was like, "Oh, you need to get to Boston. You need to get a fight in Boston. With all the Irish people over there." And I was supposed to fight. In January in LA, and then we got offered the fight in Boston, and they were very close together. So it was either take the two fights, or just go straight into the Boston fight and prepare for it. So that's what we decided to do. We decided to go with the Boston fight, a bigger arena, bigger opportunity, a better place really for me to fight. So that's how that came out. I think I'm still going to fight 5 times this year. So I'm going to try and squeeze them all in here now this year. I'd say it's going to be March, and then, I don't know, maybe another 2-3 months later then again.
I think that's an exclusive.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, sure. Look, the more Callum Walsh fights, the better for everyone. We all love to see it, and I think it's just you've turned into a bit of an enigma, to be honest, at this stage, Callum. And these shows, it's sort of funny because like I was touching on earlier, it is like a one-man show. It's the Callum Walsh show. It's the King show. So we love to see it, and no better place to put you than in Boston. Get the Irish backing behind you, turn you into a bigger star. Do it on St. Patrick's Day weekend. You have to feel like the guys at UFC Fight Pass, Tom Loeffler, they're really, Dana White, they're really, really managing your career well.
Yeah, definitely. I couldn't ask for any more really. With Tom being the promoter he is, had the champions that he's had, and then for Dana White, the best promoter in the world. And the support of the UFC, and Fight Pass on the platform that I'm fighting on. It's unbelievable. You can see the way it's going. My following is growing, the fan base is growing, so I couldn't ask for any more really.
No, and to do it in Boston for yourself, what does that mean to you? Because obviously the Boston Celtics, like, the connection with Ireland is unrivaled with probably any other state in the US. So what's it mean to fight in Boston?
Yeah, going to Boston, Freddie Roach as well, being from Boston. Like a homecoming for him. I was only in Boston once, and it was a couple of weeks ago. We went there, and we were going around places, trying to convince people to go to the fights or whatever. And
Yeah.
I walked. I remember they wanted me to do like they wanted me to show up at this bar and talk to the people and get them to come to the fight. And I remember I walked in, I got up onto the stage, and everyone was standing there and they were just kind of looking at me and thinking, what am I going to say to these people? They don't have a clue who I am.
You didn't sing the national anthem, did you?
No, I got up on the microphone. They gave me the microphone, and I looked at the people. I was like, right, sure. You're all looking at me now, saying like, who the fuck is that? But they loved it anyway. I gave a speech. I was like, look, come out to the fight, and we gave away tickets and stuff. And in the end, they liked it. So I'd say we'll have a good turnout at the fight. And to be fair, by the end of it, I don't know, was it because they were after a few points or whatever, but everyone still made it a fight. So yeah, hopefully there was definitely good support in Boston, a good Irish turnout. So yeah, hopefully we get a sold out show.
If one of us go to war, we all go to war.
Absolutely. Callum, in terms of the arena size, would this be one of the biggest arenas you've fought in, and how many people will it hold?
Yeah, definitely. This is the biggest. This is the biggest. I think we're going to aim for. I think it's 6,000. 6,000 or something like that. So.
And like, if you make that 6,000 Irish people, that probably equates to like 20,000 normal people. So that will be a lot. That will be a lot. And tell us this: do you feel like you thrive on the pressure? The bigger the show gets, the bigger the bigger the pressures on yourself. Is that when we see the best King Callum Walsh?
Yeah, definitely. This is everything I've ever wanted to do. My goal is to to sell out arenas all the time and bigger and better arenas every fight. I fought 5 times in LA, and I built my career there. It was good to me, but it was a venue with only 2,000 people. So it's time to move on now, move on to bigger and better, and just keep getting bigger. And this is just another step now. So hopefully we just keep getting bigger.
And one of the things that's always very, very important is, do you have a song picked for the walkout? Because obviously, it's Patrick's weekend. Is it going to be something Irish?
It has to be something Irish. To be honest, I don't know what tune to use yet. I posted there yesterday, right, asking for suggestions, but I'm not sure. I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to use yet.
What songs were you given? Just out of curiosity.
Oh, I was scared. I didn't even. I just put up. I was like, oh, suggestions there for walkers, and boys were giving everything. There was some random. I had to post again and be like, serious songs.
I'm a big fan of like a remix version, or you start with something, then come in with something else. Like, I love the way McGregor does Foggy Dew into Notorious. I think it's pretty sick. So if you can find some sort of remix for someone to do for you, and I'm sure there's plenty of talented people out there who would love to do your walkout tune. So hopefully someone gets onto you and you get something absolutely sick, because that would be unbelievable. And tell us this: like, I know we're probably talking about the sort of non-important stuff, but will there be a special St. Patrick's Day ring attire for this one?
Yeah, I was. I was gonna go all out and dress the boys up as leprechauns and do the whole thing. I was thinking then, I better just concentrate on the fight and just the gear's gonna be nice though, but I wanted to concentrate on the fight more than the show really. So, but I don't know, we might still do something when we're in Boston. We might be able to pick up a few bits, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm sure there'll be extra Irish paraphernalia floating around on the weekend. Callum,
definitely be a tricolour at least.
Yeah, at least a tricolour.
One or two.
How has the preparations been for this one? Has anything changed from this fight to the last one?
Yeah, it's just been a long camp. Fighting 10 rounds. It's been a long camp, a lot of rounds sparred. And yeah, I'm just ready to get the job done now. We're a week out really, so I'm just ready to get in there now. It's at the stage of camp now where I'm ready. My sparring today is my last day of sparring, and that's it. Then just cut a bit of weight and get in there then and get the job done.
Callum, like, obviously this is going to be a big show. It's going to be the biggest arena you've been in. Sorry, excuse me. Like, can you just feel it? Just everything just getting bigger at each fight?
Yeah, definitely. I can feel everything getting bigger. I can feel like I'm making a bit of noise. There's boys that want to fight me. You know, there's probably fellas that are at a higher level than me looking down, saying, "Ah, yeah, sure, we'll fight him or whatever." And you know, that's the way I want it to be. I want these boys that are at the higher level to look at me and think, "Ah, sure, we'll fight him, no problem." And you know, I feel like I would beat them as well, but so we'll take that as it comes. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they'll get their opportunity to bow to the king when it comes.
Yeah.
Amen.
Amen indeed. Amen indeed. Tell us this, Callum. Obviously, this one is a 10-rounder fight. The furthest you've been in 6 rounds. You know, was there any extra preparation in the gas tank? Would you like to get 10 rounds in at some stage just to prove to yourself that you have that in you?
Yeah, no, sure. I'm sparring 10 rounds here all the time. You know, 8-10 rounds. So I know I can do it, but I definitely don't want to. You know, in the fight, I want to just get in there now and just get it done, one punch knockout, hopefully, and just go home.
Yeah, get in there, cash the check, and get out.
Yeah,
get over to London.
UFC London, here I come. Yeah.
Yeah. So after the fight, Colin, you're going to be coming home, but you're going to stop off in London first, and we will be there as well, Ross. If you want to announce that.
Yeah, of course. It looks like we're going to be doing something with UFC FIGHT PASS. So it looks like we're going to be a live show. No details are completely finalised yet, but we'll be doing a live show on fight night at some stage in the O2 Arena. That's the current plans. We're waiting for a few finite details, but we're going to be there. So make sure to come over and say hello. Who knows? Maybe we'll even do an episode with Callum over there. You never know. He might be too busy signing autographs, taking pictures though.
Yeah, we'll be the cameraman, Ross.
Yeah, we'll take the photos on your phone for you of yourselves and Callum. But Callum, tell us this.
No, I'll get in the pictures with Callum, Ross. You take the photos.
Okay, yeah. Good looking lads only. Good looking lads only. Callum, tell us this. You're fighting Tucker over in Boston, Paddy's weekend. It is going to be an absolute epic night. One to remember for yourself, one to remember for fans all over the world. How do you get the job done on this one?
Hopefully, the way I'm picturing it, I hope, because he's after taking the fight on short notice, you know, I don't think he's going to be in the best shape of his life. So, I don't know, for some reason I'm picturing just that I'm just going to land a shot early and it's just going to put him away. For the last couple of days since I found out I was fighting him, all I've been picturing is the minute we come out, the bell goes, first round, I'm just going to land something and job done, hopefully. Go home, get paid and go home. That's the ideal situation, but other than that, I think if he's tough and durable, it'll probably be 3, 4, 5 rounds maybe. That's what I mean. Not more than that, hopefully.
Yeah, nothing more than that. Sounds perfect to me. Just one final question for myself. Obviously, boxing in Ireland is really kicking off at the moment. You know, Katie Taylor's looking to make her homecoming, and there's another fight down in Waterford between Dylan Moore and Declan Garrity. You know, boxing's really picking up again in the Republic of Ireland. When would Callum Walsh like to do a homecoming? When would the king like to come home?
So I definitely like to have another couple of fights here, build that fan base more. Definitely next year, I think, because I want to get another couple of fights. You know, build the fan base, build the buzz more, and be able to go home and sell out an arena myself. You know, I like being the main event. I'm a main event fighter ever since my second fight. So, yeah, hopefully we just keep building the fan base and be able to fight at home as a main event.
And then just for Irish fans, just to follow up on that, obviously you're a Cork man. There's some excellent venues all over Ireland, but would it be somewhere like Park Equive? Would that be the ideal venue, or would you like to fight in Croke Park, Viva Stadium, Three Arena? Which is the arena in Ireland that appeals to you the most?
No, Park Equive obviously will be the dream. Like, that's where Freddie actually had Steve Collins fight in Park Equive, and they won the title there, and they had a parade all through Cork and everything. So yeah, if I could go back to Park Equive with Freddie Roach, you know, it'd be like the second time he'd be there, but my first time, obviously, if I could sell out Park Equive, yeah, that is the dream.
Yeah, and you can have the parade all the way from Cork straight up to Dublin, Ross.
Yeah, absolutely. We be driving the float at the front.
you drive. I'll do shows on it. You know what I mean? You can drive cars and you can take photographs, Ross.
Yeah,
this is about
indeed.
This is about the King Callum Walsh, who's fighting on March 16th in Boston, live on UFC Fight Pass. Ross, take us away, bud.
Absolutely. It is one definitely not to be missed. King Callum Walsh, he has taken the internet by storm, the boxing world by storm, and UFC Fight Pass by storm. Callum, thanks a million for joining us. Best of luck on St. Patrick's weekend. We can't wait to see it. Make sure to like, share, subscribe to UFC Fight Pass YouTube. It's important. It helps us. It helps them. It helps King Callum Walsh. And as always, stay energized.
Energized show, up the Irish. Been sussing you guys a couple of times. I've seen a couple of clips. I think you've done some interviews with Dylan Moran and that I saw. So keep going. Keep up the good work, guys.